Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to Talk Smart. I'm Emma, and I'm absolutely thrilled that you're here with me today. You know what? Today, we're going to solve one of the biggest problems that English learners face, and I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that little voice in your head that's constantly working overtime, translating everything from your native language into English and then back again. If you're new to Talk Smart, welcome to our amazing English learning family. Please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because I share helpful English tips like this every single day. Today's topic is so important. The secret to thinking in English. Stop translating in your head. And I promise you, by the end of this episode, you'll have practical tools that will help you think more directly in English. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a conversation in English, and while the other person is talking, your brain is busy translating what they said into your language, then thinking of a response in your language, then translating that back to English, and by the time you're ready to speak, the conversation has moved on to something completely different? Oh, I see some of you nodding. Don't worry, you're not alone. This happens to almost every English learner, and it's completely normal. But today, we're going to change that. Let me tell you why your brain does this translating thing. When you first started learning English, your brain created a bridge between English words and your native language. This bridge helped you understand new words. For example, when you learned the word happy, your brain connected it to your word for happy in your language. This bridge was helpful at the beginning. It helped you build your vocabulary and understand basic concepts. But now, this same bridge is slowing you down. It's like taking the long way to work every single day when there's a much faster, more direct route. The secret to fluency is building a direct connection between English words and their meanings without going through your native language. And that's exactly what we're going to learn today. So let's dive into our practical tips. These aren't just theories. These are methods that really work. I've seen hundreds of students transform their English thinking with these techniques. Tip number 1. Start small with daily objects. Look around you right now. I want you to see objects and think their English names directly. Don't think the name in your language first. Just think chair, table, cup, phone. Let's practice together. I'll name some common objects, and you repeat after me while looking at that object. This is my phone. I see a door. There's a window. I'm holding a pen. Great! When you do this regularly, your brain starts connecting English words directly to the objects, not through translation. Tip number 2. Think in English during simple activities. This tip is so powerful. When you're doing everyday things, describe them in simple English in your head. Start with very basic sentences. For example, when you're brushing your teeth, think, I'm brushing my teeth. The toothbrush is blue. I'm using toothpaste. When you're making coffee, I'm making coffee. The water is hot. I'm adding sugar. Let's practice some activity sentences together. I'm walking to the kitchen. I'm opening the door. I'm turning on the light. I'm sitting down. Perfect. Remember, keep these thoughts simple and direct. Don't worry about perfect grammar, just think in English. Tip number 3. Use English for your internal comments. You know how you have little thoughts throughout the day like, oh, it's raining, or I'm hungry, or that's funny. Start having these thoughts in English. Instead of thinking in your language and then translating, train yourself to think these automatic thoughts directly in English. Let's practice some common internal comments. I'm tired. That's interesting. I'm hungry. It's cold today. I like this song. These small internal thoughts happen dozens of times per day. If you can switch them to English, you'll be thinking in English for hours without even trying.
Tip number 4. Create English emotional connections. This tip might sound strange, but it's incredibly effective. When you feel emotions, try to connect them directly to English words instead of translating the feeling. When you're happy, don't think, your native word for happy and then translate. Just feel the emotion and think, I'm happy, or this is great. Let's practice connecting emotions to English. I feel excited. This makes me smile. I'm proud of myself. I feel calm. When emotions and English connect directly, you'll start thinking in English automatically during emotional moments. Tip number 5. Use simple English self-talk. Talk to yourself in English, but keep it very simple. Don't try to have complex philosophical discussions with yourself in English. Start with basic self-talk. For example, where did I put my keys? I need to buy milk. What should I wear today? Let's practice some self-talk phrases. What should I do now? I need to remember this. Let me think about this. That's a good idea. The more you use English for talking to yourself, the more natural English thinking becomes. Tip number 6. Count and calculate in English. This is such a practical tip. When you need to count something or do simple math, do it in English. Instead of counting uno, dos, tres or un, deux, trois, count 1, 2, 3, 1. When you're calculating a tip at a restaurant or counting money, do it in English numbers. Let's practice counting together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I have $15. The total is 25. Numbers are used so frequently in daily life. When you switch to English numbers, you're thinking in English many times throughout the day. Tip number 7. Think in present tense first. When you're learning to think in English, start with present tense. Don't worry about past or future tense at first. Just describe what's happening right now. I'm sitting. I see trees. The sun is shining. I feel good. Present tense is the most direct and immediate way to think. Let's practice. I'm learning English. I'm getting better. I'm practicing right now. I'm listening to Emma. Once present tense thinking becomes natural, you can gradually add past and future tense thoughts. Tip number 8. Use English for planning your day. Instead of planning your day in your native language, try planning in simple English. First, I'll have breakfast, then I'll go to work. After work, I'll exercise. Let's practice some planning language. Today, I will study. First, I need to eat. Then, I'll call my friend. Tonight, I'll watch a movie. Planning in English helps you think about the future directly in English without translation. Tip number 9. Think in English about your interests. Think about your hobbies and interests using English. If you love cooking, think, I want to make pasta, instead of translating from your language. If you enjoy sports, think, my team is playing tonight, directly in English. Let's practice thinking about interests. I love listening to music. I want to read a book. I enjoy walking in the park. I like spending time with friends. When you connect English to things you care about, thinking in English becomes more natural and enjoyable. Tip number 10. Practice English reactions. Train yourself to react to things in English. When something surprises you, think, wow. When something is funny, think, that's hilarious. When you agree with someone, think, exactly. Let's practice some common reactions. That's amazing. Or, oh no. Perfect. I don't believe it. That's so cool.
These automatic reactions help you respond in English without thinking. Now, if you're finding these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps other English learners discover these techniques. Let me tell you about Carlos, one of my students. When Carlos first came to my class, he was so frustrated. He said, "Emma, I understand everything in class, but when I try to speak, my brain feels like a slow computer. I think in Spanish, translate to English, worry if it's correct, and by then everyone is talking about something else." Carlos decided to try these techniques. He started small, just naming the objects in English without translating. Then he began describing his morning routine in simple English thoughts. The breakthrough came after about 3 weeks. Carlos was at a coffee shop, and the barista asked him a question. For the first time, he answered immediately without translation. He was so excited that he called me that evening. "Emma," he said, "today I thought in English. When she asked me what I wanted, I just thought medium coffee with milk and said it immediately. No translation, no hesitation." 6 months later, Carlos speaks English fluently and confidently. He told me the secret wasn't learning more grammar or vocabulary. The secret was training my brain to think directly in English. And that's exactly what you can do too. Remember, this change doesn't happen overnight. Your brain has spent years building that translation bridge. It will take time to build the direct English thinking pathway, but with consistent practice, it absolutely will happen. Start with just 1 or 2 tips. Maybe begin with naming objects in English and thinking about your daily activities in English. Once those become natural, add more tips. Be patient with yourself. Some days will feel easier than others. That's completely normal. The important thing is to keep practicing. And here's something wonderful. Once you start thinking in English, speaking becomes so much easier. You won't need to translate because your thoughts are already in English. Also, don't forget to share this video with friends who are learning English too. We can all support each other on this journey. Before we finish, let's do one final practice together. I want you to repeat these positive thoughts about your English learning. I'm learning to think in English. Every day, my English mind gets stronger. I don't need to translate everything. My English thoughts are becoming more natural. I believe in my ability to think in English. Beautiful. I want you to remember these words, especially on days when English feels difficult. You know what I love most about teaching English? It's watching students like you discover that they're capable of so much more than they imagined. You have everything you need to think in English. You just need to practice building those direct connections. So here's your homework. And yes, I'm giving you homework, but it's fun homework. Choose 2 tips from today's episode, practice them for 1 week, just 1 week, then come back and let me know in the comments how it went. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today on Talk Smart. Remember, I'm here supporting you every step of your English learning journey. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and ring that notification bell so you never miss our daily English lessons. I love our English learning community, and I love helping you achieve your English goals. Until tomorrow, keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and remember, you're already thinking in English more than you realize. This is Emma from Talk Smart, reminding you that every small step forward is still a step forward. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode.